Hey, what's up guys, it's XX Modern Warfare here, Gamertag Banjo Chicken, and welcome back to another episode of Jtag Tutorials, episode 31. So in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you guys how to fully set up Xbox Live Sable so that you can get online with your Jtag or RJH console. So Sable is another stealth service, but this one is a lot cheaper than the others. It's $300 for lifetime, which obviously that's still quite a lot of money, but in comparison to the other services it is quite a bit cheaper. And then you've got yeah, it's basically cheaper all round. It seems to be the fastest service that I've come across. Basically no downtimes, and it's really kind of ridiculously fast. I mean, if they have been DDoSed, I haven't noticed it because I've not been disconnected from it. But anyway, a good cheap alternative stealth service basically. So to set this all up, first of all, I suggest you get Xbox 360 Neighborhood. It's not required, but it is recommended, so that's episode 17 if you want to go back and get that if you don't already have it. You'll also need Dash Launch installed, which is in episode 3, and you're also going to need an unbanned key vault, which you can either flash to the NAND or put in the root of your hard drive, which if you want a KV tutorial, that's episode 20. And yeah, first of all, you're going to have to be on the latest Dash kernel, so make sure you are on 2.0.16756 is the latest Dash kernel from when I'm making this video. Obviously in a few months time then there'll be other Dash kernels, newer ones, so make sure you're on the latest one. Episode 24 of Jtag Tutorials shows you how to update the Dash kernel, so make sure you do that. And episode 24 also shows you how to solve the Dash launch freezing problem when you're using an older Dash launch version on a newer kernel like 3.12. Kind of freezes a lot of the time and people are having problems with that. So episode 24 shows you an alternative way of getting Dash launch to work instead of it freezing like that. So go check out episode 24 if you need to update your Dash kernel. And yeah, once you have confirmed you're on the latest Dash kernel, you can check by going to System and then Console Settings and System Info. Will show you what your Dash kernel is. And also you're going to need to have your CPU key, because you're going to have to give your console CPU key to one of the sellers when you buy time so that they can authenticate you on their service. So to find your CPU key, remember, it is not the CPU key of a KV that you've got. A lot of people make that mistake. It's the key vault. It's the CPU key from your console, not from your key vault. So make sure you get your CPU key from your console. Two ways of doing this that I use, I don't, but two ways that I know of getting the CPU key is to use Zell. So you turn your console on with the eject button and wait for it to load up, and it'll scroll down. Eventually it'll get to your CPU key, and yeah, just copy that. You can get it from the network if you use JRunner, and you've got it hooked up to the network, so you can do that. You can also find it on Dash Launch if you have the GUI version working on 16756. Then you can go to, in fact, even if it freezes, it should still work, just getting to the system info part. So you just basically go on Dash Launch, hit right bumper a couple times till you get the menu, scroll down to system info, and the CPU key will be up there in the top left corner of the screen, and you've got your CPU key there. So make sure you give that CPU key to the sellers when you buy time. Okay, so before any of that, well, once you have your CPU key, but before you buy time, make sure you have an unbanned key vault. This is very important, or otherwise if you don't have a unbanned key vault, you buy time, you're still not going to be able to get online because it'll say your console is banned. So you need to make sure that you have an unbanned key vault. So if you do have an unbanned key vault, great, you pretty much skip this step. But if you don't have an unbanned key vault, then you're going to need to buy one probably. Unless you know somebody who'll give you free KVs, but if you don't, then you'll have to buy one. So go to xboxlivesable.com. It's going to take about 5 seconds because they've got some DDoS protection, so just check your browser. Then it'll let you on the website. Click on contact, and you've got KV sellers in the middle, so you can buy a KV from them. They use AIM, which is I think it's AOL's Instant Messenger or America's Instant Messenger or something like that, this program here. So if you have AIM, there's also a web-based version. Just add one of these KV sellers as a buddy. Just message them saying you want to buy a KV, and you know, they'll get in contact with you, and you'll hopefully be able to get one from one of them. So once you have your unbanned key vault, they may send you a CPU key.bin and a kv.bin, or just a kv.bin. Either one, it doesn't matter. When you have your KV, I recommend you check it in a KV checker to make sure it is unbanned before you buy time. So KV checker will be in the description as well. So open up KVs. Should probably get rid of, I think that one is banned. Well, it's KV deck that I'm checking, so I'll stick this one in and I'll run the application. It'll tell me which key vaults are banned and which ones are unbanned. So that one is banned. Oh, is it not gonna, oh, timeout on that one. It's probably from a Corona or something. KV checker can't screw up, and that one's unbanned. So if we go back into KV, click on the log, it'll tell us which KVs were banned and unbanned. So it skipped KV13 because it's probably from a Corona board or something like that. This one is banned, but as you can see, the KV_deck one that I had is unbanned, so that's an unbanned key vault. If we can use this one on our console when we buy online time, we'll be able to use this KV to get ourselves unbanned. Now, next, once you've confirmed you've got an unbanned key vault, remember that KV checker isn't 100% accurate, so even though it says unbanned, there is the rare occasion where it could possibly be banned even when it says it's unbanned, but most of the time it's reliable, so you can, you know, just take it on a hunch that it is unbanned after KV checker saying that it is. Next, you got to go and buy some time from Xbox Live Sable. So you've got their AIM accounts here. Again, you can just load up AIM and add them as a buddy and message them saying you want to buy time. They'll get back to you, buy time from them. I believe they take PayPal only, and yeah, once you've bought time, obviously they'll ask for your CPU key, so give them your console CPU key and they'll add you to their server and you'll be able to get online. You'll be authenticated then. Also, if you have the AIM application installed on your computer like this, not the web-based one, if you have the actual program one installed, then you can click on one of the sellers here and it will launch application, and it will basically send an auto message to the seller so that you don't have to manually add them. So that's quite handy if you have that installed. So like I say, message them, buy time from them however much you want, and give them your CPU key after you've bought, and that should you be pretty much ready. So all you've got to do now is put the files on. Again, the files will be sent to you by the person who sold you your time. So when you buy time from them, they'll send you this or a link to this, a download link. So download the files. The files will be like this. You'll have your XBLS.ini, your launch.ini, and your XBLStealth.xex. Now, if you have these files already on your hard drive or on your Xbox somewhere, overwrite them with these ones. Okay? Don't just look at it and say, oh, I've already got these files, so I'll just skip the step. I won't put these ones on because I've already got them. No, don't do that, because it definitely won't work. You need to replace them. So go on Xbox 360 Neighborhood if you have it. If you don't, then watch episode 17. Head over to your retail hard drive emulation, HDD, and stick all three of these files on. As you can see, I've already got a launch.ini file in there, but you do want to replace it with the one that is provided by Xbox Live Sable. So yes to all if it asks you to overwrite any files that are already on there. So we've now got our launch.ini from the Sable download in there. We've got our XBLSini and our XBLStealth.xex file. And that's it. If you have Dash Launch set up, then it will use that launch.ini, which has the plugin added for XBL Stealth, so you don't have to worry about that. We just need to put our unbanned key vault in here now. So we've got our unbanned key vault. It must be also called kv.bin, so make sure you rename it to kv.bin if it's not already called kv.bin. Otherwise it's not going to work if it's not called that. You can also flash your key vault to your NAND, which I would actually recommend, because although it's an extra step and it takes a little while longer, or quite a bit longer I guess, in the long run it will probably make your KV last longer, because if you put it on the NAND, then KV stealers, you know, RTE tools, free RTE tools and cracked RTE tools often have KV stealers built into them, and you know, they'll take your KV right off the hard drive. So it's a good idea to flash it onto the NAND and not have any KVs in your hard drive, and that way KV stealers can't really get your KV, unless of course they can also steal it from the NAND, which is possible, but most of them only steal from the hard drive. So it's a good idea to flash it to the NAND if you can be bothered, I guess. Alright, now that is basically it. All we have to do now is restart our console and we should be able to get online. So let's do it. Oh, and also I'll be showing you guys some problems as well, and how to troubleshoot problems if you do get any problems with it not connecting or stuff like that. Alright, that's it booting up for the second time now, and it's now using that KV, so hopefully this time it should be able to connect and get us onto the dashboard. Now if it's a problem that can occur, now it's not happening for me because I'm authenticated, but if you've not been authenticated on the server, then what will happen is it will get stuck on the Xbox logo and it will just sit there and it won't go anywhere. And that's what happens if you've not been authenticated. So if you haven't bought time and you've just got the files and put them on there, it's not going to work obviously. It's just going to get stuck on the Xbox logo, or it's going to keep boot looping for ages and ages. So if you have been authenticated, it will either, normally what it would do right now is it would sign me in, but obviously my connection is not holding up too well. I'm currently on a VPN on the Xbox, plus connecting to the Sable server as well through that VPN, so my connection's a bit crap at the moment. But normally if you've got a good connection, as soon as it takes you into the dashboard, it should say Xbox Live Sable success and it will sign you in straight away. Now for me it hasn't done that, so if you get the same problem as me, if your connection isn't that strong, it might just put you into the dashboard like you're offline. If it does that, you'll just have to test your Xbox Live connection. So let's do that now. Yeah, I got a valid IP, so it should be good. We'll just test Xbox Live connection, it should get us on. Okay, and that's it. So when you have tested your connection, it should say Xbox Live Sable success, authorized successfully, and that is it. We are now able to connect. And that's us. You can see we're on Xbox Live. I don't really need to sign into an account. It might, because I'm using a different KV, it might probably, well, it will ask for my email and password to sign into my account. But you can see there that it's connected to Xbox Live, as you've got all the ads showing up now and stuff. So that's us connected, just like that. So next I'm going to show you what happens if you put a banned key vault on there, just for people, just see what, so you know what happens if you have a banned key vault on there instead. And I'm also going to show you how to troubleshoot with the log file that is produced, so that you can tell what's causing problems if you are getting problems trying to connect. Okay, so when it boots you into the dash, you can see it's not connected. Now, yeah, basically it's not connected. So if we go over and test Xbox Live connection again, this time because we've got a banned key vault, what will happen is it should say console banned when it gets from internet to Xbox Live. If it doesn't even reach Xbox to network or network to internet, then check that live block is disabled. I mean, if you were following the tutorial correctly and you did use the launch.ini file that is provided by Xbox Live Sable when you buy, then live block will be disabled. But if you're using your own launch.ini and you just added the Xbox Live Stealth xblstealth.xex file in there, then you may have live block enabled, so make sure it's disabled. Otherwise you're gonna have problems connecting, of course, probably DNS errors and stuff like that. So there you go. Console's banned because this is a banned key vault that's on here, and that is what will happen. Okay, so other problems: if you don't have a valid IP address, or your console is just not reaching the server, there could be many reasons. If you're not authenticated, it might get stuck in a boot loop. You'll be stuck on the Xbox logo for ages, and then it will reboot and then repeat the process again and again and again and never let you on. That's what will happen if you're not authenticated. If you are authenticated but it's not connecting to the server, which could be your internet's down, or the console's not got a valid IP address, or DNS server not got a valid DNS server address or something like that, then, or of course if you're using wireless and the signal's too low, that could cause the same problem. You'll just get stuck on the Xbox logo and it will just stay there and it won't go anywhere. So you'll have to, if that does happen, to get back onto the console, you'll have to turn the console on and then hit the eject button afterwards. So power button normally, then eject after. That'll disable the launch.ini and let you on, so that you can configure your network and fix your IP address problems or DNS server problems, so that it'll be able to connect. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I already mentioned live block, so make sure that's disabled and you should be good to go. So what I'm going to do now is just go back onto the computer, because if you're still having problems, then I'll show you that there's a debug output log file that is created on the hard drive when you're trying to connect, and it will kind of give you, not completely, but it will help to sort of troubleshoot the problem of the reason why it's not connecting. So we'll have a look at that. There we go. Right, Jtag retail hard drive emulation. So what you'll find in here is a debug output.log file. Now what I do is copy that to the desktop, and it will basically give you an idea of what's causing any problems on your network when you're trying to connect. So we'll just stick that onto the desktop and we'll have a look at it. Okay, so minimize this, open up our debug output. Okay, so this is what is basically going to happen if there's a connection error. So down the bottom you can see it says connect error 160. So if you get that message, that either means you're not authenticated or it means it's not able to connect to the server. Usually, in fact, it's probably because it can't connect to the server, which basically means that either you've got the wrong IP address, or you've got an invalid IP address on your Xbox, your wireless signal's too low, or you've got DNS errors, or just general connection problems. You just can't connect to the network for whatever reason, to your home network. So you just have to sort that out. Try a manual IP address, try switching from manual to automatic, so it refreshes and tries to get another valid IP from the DHCP server. So try that. That's basically telling you obviously there's a connection error, so that's why it's not connecting. If we go down here, we can see this is a successful one. We can see this was second boot, so this is where it was working, running from HDD. And it's basically saying KV was found on the hard drive and it's using that key vault. The key vault is set and it says server success is platinum equals true, live is ready. So that basically means everything's good. Now if the key vault is banned, you'll still get this message because it's still basically saying, yep, we're using that key vault, yeah, it's working, well, obviously the key vault's not working if it's banned, but it's basically saying, yeah, we're using that key vault and we're getting a connection to the server, so everything is good. It doesn't detect whether your key vault is banned or not, so bear that in mind. And further down, what have we got here? Again, this was when it was banned, the key vault was banned, but again you're still getting live is ready because you're still getting a connection to the server, which is fine. Now which one was different? Yeah, this one's different. Now this is one I did when I wasn't recording, and I took the key vault off. I deleted the key vault off the hard drive. So if your key vault is not called kv.bin, or you don't have a kv.bin file on your hard drive, then you're going to get a message like this that says no KV was found on the hard drive or the USB, so it's using the existing key vault. Basically means that it's using the key vault that's on your NAND. So if the one on the NAND is banned, then that's why you're not able to get on. And yeah, so either put, or if the key vault on your NAND is unbanned, then that's fine. That means it's still perfectly fine. It's going to work. But bear that in mind, when it says no KV found on HDD/USB, it's going to automatically default to the one on your NAND. So yeah, you can look through the output log if you're getting problems and try and kind of figure out where the problem is. But I mean, I haven't really had any problems with it, so it's all running fine for me, and hopefully it'll run fine for you guys as well. So anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. It was a lot longer than I expected it to be, simply because I wanted to show how to kind of troubleshoot any problems that you had and just kind of show you what happens with when you have a banned KV on and stuff like that. But basically it's pretty much really simple. I mean, if you've got Dash Launch and Neighborhood, all you really have to do when you buy it is put those files that you get given from the sellers into the root of your hard drive, along with an unbanned key vault called kv.bin, restart the console, let it do its thing, and it should connect if everything is set up correctly and you've got good connection to your network and everything like that. So yeah, thank you for watching. Did I just already say? Well, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, comment if you've got any questions, like the video if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in my next video.